The Vijay Iyer Violin Concerto project came to Oberlin from an overture from Jenny Koh. When she had this opportunity to premiere this concerto, she called me and asked if she might workshop the piece at Oberlin, and we thought this was a wonderful idea.
I feel very fortunate that I get to choose the people that I work with, which usually means that I'm incredibly invested in the work itself and in the composer.
I felt like this had to tell a different story, and in particular it wouldn't really be about the kind of heroic individual soaring over the multitude. I felt like this had to be more about finding ways to merge with the ensemble and also putting the soloist in a different role that's more vulnerable at times.
When we were workshopping the piece, it felt much more like a collaboration between every single member of the ensemble. Vijay Iyer would say, okay, let's try it, and the orchestra would have to be very flexible and try and get the sound that they were trying to achieve. One of my lines was cut out, and I had to not take it personally because it's the music and it's just the piece being written, and honestly, it has nothing to do with really any of us. It has to do with the music and the overall piece when it comes out at the end.
She questions every note. And she's like, why is this here really? Why is this really here? You know, it's the kind of critique that you don't usually get. Because people will usually not say anything to your face about what's in your music.
I think it's also about, for me, it's also about coming to an understanding of where does this come from. Mm-hmm. The questioning process is also part of my coming to an understanding of the piece. Mm-hmm. And I suppose it comes across as very challenging.
No, it's great. Yes.
But it is about me also hearing, like, this is my thought process behind it. This is what I believe is important in this section, mm-hmm. or whatnot. And I feel like as a performer, I don't just want to know that I can play my notes. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? I want to understand the meaning behind everything.
It was great to have Jennifer Koh there, and the interaction between her and Tim Weiss was very cool to watch, and just by osmosis, you absorb the information all around you, You really feel like you are at the forefront of contemporary music. You're part of the process of building what contemporary music can be.
I've interacted a lot with Oberlin alums. For some reason, they're not cynical. I'm not sure what's in the water out here.
You have the capability as an artist to create the world that you want and believe in, and live in that world. That's something I probably learned from coming to school. You can't control all elements of the world, but you can create your community. You can create the kind of artwork, the kind of music that you believe in. You can build the collaborators that you work with in that world. And so that's what I do in my, artistic life.
Artists need to be community organizers. And that's what I've found to be the case with a number of these folks who've come through here, is that they see the value of strength in numbers, and that they're not in it for themselves.
What makes this kind of workshop environment possible at Oberlin is the flexibility of the students to be able to work in one direction and then all of a sudden say, we're going to do this completely differently, or we're going to take that bar out and we're going to insert this bar here, and their willingness to go with that and try to do things a different way. Before Jenny even arrived, we were able to break down the piece into its smallest parts and record rehearsals and send those recordings to Vijay and have this dialogue about, does this work? Is this articulation marking correct? Is this dynamic going to work with the violin? It allowed the students and myself to be part of that compositional process. It was fun to see the piece develop from sort of a rough finished shape to a final product. And I think that when the piece is actually officially premiered, it will show the benefits of having had the chance to be workshopped at Oberlin in the fashion that we did it.